How to know she doesn't love you. 7 signs that you were a puppet. Today, we are looking at 7 signs of being a puppet to your narcissistic partner. If you're unsure whether she loves you or not, this video can help. But before we get started, please remember to take a quick second and support our content by liking, subscribing, and turning the notification bell on. This helps us create more videos like this for your entertainment. If a female partner suffers from a narcissistic injury, her disorder can often haunt you until the relationship ends. This feeling occurs because narcissistic women tend to gaslight you into believing that things went one way when the truth couldn't be farther from what they claim. When you trigger underlying emotions of shame and insecurity, the narcissist female will go through an episode of what is called narcissistic rage. During this period of anger, she will show her true colors and lean even more into gaslighting. Identifying her as a narcissist can be easy during this stage. Still, in retrospect, your post-traumatic stress response can lead to lingering feelings of positivity towards an abusive partner. This is why we will review signs that she may have used you as a puppet. Stick with us until the end to know how a narcissistic woman can try this trick on you. Let's get started. Number 1. She tries to control you. Narcissists thrive on controlling others. This trait is common in both genders of narcissistic personality disorder. However, female narcissists can try to achieve control by utilizing neglect or guilt. They can bring up past events and attempt to project their feelings onto you. For example, they might play at your emotions just as you start to feel determined about leaving them. As a result, you may feel like you are the problem in your relationship. Once your narcissistic partner's projection hits an extreme level, the control can easily click into place as soon as you agree with her statements. No woman in her right and loving mind will try and change who you are to fit her needs. But here's the thing. If she loved you, she would take you as you were. If your partner tries control methods to change your behavior into their desired outcome, you should take it as a sign of being used as a puppet. Number 2. She gives you the silent treatment. If you have been given the silent treatment by your narcissistic female partner before, you are not alone. The narcissist silent treatment is a control tactic more common in women as they go for passive aggression while males go for physical aggression. When people love you, they communicate instead of giving you the cold shoulder or silent treatment. Remember that healthy relationships are based on mutual understanding and interaction, not attitudes and fights. If your partner walks out on you in the middle of a fight or refuses to acknowledge you until she gets her way, then she does not love you. Her turning away is merely a sign that you are just a means to an end for her. When being with someone becomes a way of reaching your end goal rather than being the end goal itself, it's best to cut ties with your narcissistic partner by going gray rock and protecting yourself however you can. Severing an emotional bond, especially an abusive one, can be hard. However, this will be better for you in the long run. Number 3. She lies to you often. Narcissists lie by default. This is a predominant feature of narcissistic personality disorder. Unfortunately, the narcissistic person will do everything she can to make people believe her version of the truth. And when you catch her lying, she could lie even more to get herself out of a situation despite you knowing the truth. This can, and most often does, cause cognitive dissonance in the affected parties or parties, aka you and your mutual circle. You may find yourself across the tracks from the woman you are dating and start to believe her version of the truth in the end. But letting the narcissist change your reality can have longer-term effects on your perception and mental health. When the gap between what you know and what you hear from your partner increases, it can profoundly disorient you. For example, cognitive dissonance can lead to social anxiety, disassociation, self-doubt, and a high level of skepticism due to trauma. Therefore, if you have reason to believe that your partner is flipping the truth and changing the narrative every few minutes to make yourself look blameless, you might want to cut contact before the situation starts to take a more serious toll on you and the people you love. Number 4. She gets her way by intimidating you. As mentioned earlier, female narcissists are heavier on emotional abuse than their male counterparts. Therefore, it is no surprise that a female narcissist would try to get her way by intimidating you with several traumatizing threats. These threats can range from exposing your private information or photos to leaving you or self-harming if you don't do what she wants. Intimidation is a female narcissist's strong suit. However, the taller you stand your ground, the more she will realize that you are not falling for her manipulation. At such a point, she may resort to narcissistic rage. While this is hardly ideal to see in a partner, It's also a way you can tell she does not love you. Number 5. She gaslights you. Gaslighting is the oldest trick in the book, so a narcissistic female will try to use this against you, especially if she is manipulating you. Some examples of gaslighting include saying you are being extra sensitive, implying you are overreacting, or undermining your mental state. The narcissist female does this to have the higher ground and mask her own insecurities by way of attacking you. To put it more directly, a person who gaslights you, whether she is a narcissist or not, cannot have your best interests in mind or at heart. So, no matter what the scenario, a gaslighting partner is not likely to have any loving feelings towards you. Number 6. She disrespects or disregards your boundaries. Narcissists will often lack listening capabilities. What we mean by this is that they will not listen to you or insert their ideas mid-conversation even if they do. This is one way a female narcissist can disrespect or disregard your boundaries. Once they can step over you in conversation, they will take it as the green light to further push your boundaries. In other words, they might force you to do things you don't want or push you into scenarios of discomfort regardless of how you feel. Because, at the end of the day, a female narcissist only cares about her feelings, nothing else. When this is the case in a relationship you previously believed was loving, you may encounter feelings of sadness and disvalue. However, you have to remember that this is exactly what your narcissistic partner wants to achieve in your so-called relationship. Remember that your partner will respect your boundaries if she has no intention of using you. If she pushes your boundaries, there is no love in that relationship, despite what your brain may tell you. It is up to you to take back control by setting clear-cut boundaries for the relationship and your romantic partner alike. Therefore, it is best to step away while you can. Still, you should do it discreetly to avoid backlash and further narcissistic rage or gaslighting. Number 7. She doesn't involve you in big decisions. To a narcissist, you are nothing but a commodity. So she will not bother to involve you in big life decisions because, in her mind, you are a puppet that she will discard once she's gotten what she wants. Once the narcissist is convinced she is done with you, she will not change her mind. Therefore, she does not care enough to have permanent marks and reminders of you in her future life. This further proves that she is just using you to meet her life goals without putting in as much effort. Suppose your partner changes topics or shows signs that she has no intention of keeping you around for a long time when you try to involve yourself in permanent plans. In that case, you have no reason to hold on to her anymore. But of course, not every instance of feeling unready to commit is a sign of narcissism. If your partner communicates her feelings with you, letting her guard down and being intentional about making long-term changes, give her the benefit of the doubt, but keep an eye out for other narcissistic traits. Narcissists are good at replicating emotions, but when you look close enough, you will realize that some emotions are harder to fake. If you have difficulty identifying her behavior and don't know what to chalk it up to, try consulting a professional specializing in diagnosing narcissists. The most important thing about saving yourself from a narcissistic, abusive relationship is to seek support from friends, family, and therapists. Needing help isn't something to be ashamed of, and you deserve a better, happier life with someone who truly loves you. Well, that marks the end of our video on how to recognize a narcissist. If you enjoyed watching this, please let us know by giving a thumbs up. Want to be the first to know when we have a new video? Then turn on the bell to be notified every time we upload one. We'll see you in our next video.